Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Well, guys, welcome to another video. Just a thought. This one is a bold claim. This one is how to be happy. So what qualifies me to talk about this topic? I have been suffering from major depression most of my life. Most of my life I suffered from major depression, and I had no clue. Because, I was born in Guyana, which is a country in South America, and I grew up in a country called St. Lucia, which is a small island in what we call the Lower Antilles, but it's close to Barbados, where Rihanna is from, to the left of Barbados, and it's a beautiful island. I grew up there. The thing is, in most of the Caribbean, we don't really, I don't know if it's a cultural issue or what, but we don't really address or talk about mental illness and anxiety and depression. Like, those things were always seen as like American problems or something, like we don't suffer from those things down there. And I'm here to tell you, my Caribbean people that are watching, we do. Some of us do have it down there too. So I was one of those people. And one of the ways that manifested is that I've been up and down in my weight my whole life. And a lot of the times when I was huge or big or fat, as we say in the islands, you just say you're fat. That's it, you're fat. All right. Go Bude, as we say in St. Lucia. Go Boda. When you're big like that, a lot of times it's a symptom or a representation of what's going on with you mentally. Okay, so at least in my case, I'm not an authority. I don't have a degree in psychology or anything like that, but I do love people, and I do like to analyze myself and analyze other people. And I do read a lot, I study a lot. So I'm a little bit self-taught. But I am no expert at all. And if you need proper counseling, please go to a licensed professional. I'm a licensed nurse, not a licensed psychologist. Anyway, so major depression throughout my life. And I just wanted to throw some statistics out there at you just because it's the right thing to do. And it helps people understand things and give them perspective. Depression is a common illness worldwide with more than 264 million people affected. They're not all in first world countries. So depression is different from usual mood fluctuations and short-lived emotional responses to challenges in everyday life. So not to bore you guys too much with statistics, but between 76% and 85% of people in low and middle income countries receive no treatment for their disorder. So anyway, I want to say that I'm going to make a bold claim. I think I figured out how to be happy and how to beat depression. And I want to share that with you guys. Please subscribe, like, and comment under this video. And I'm going to share a link to some of the information that I talk about on here. Okay, so how did I beat depression? How did I become happy? People that have known me for a long time, they've said that recently that something has changed in me and I'm a different person. I'm happier than I've ever been in my life, and it's showing. And I promise you, it's not by accident. Okay, there's a formula that I follow for happiness. Some people, may already know these things, but I promise you, not everybody knows these things. I may be spoiled for working in mental health and drug detox, so I'm faced with clients regularly who have serious mental health issues and drug addiction problems. And I realized that these are not most of the population, but you can still be functional and still have depression issues that may be potentially slowing you down from living your best life. So please pay attention to some of these things, even if that applies to you. So we're talking about depression here. I wanted to share something I found online that was profound to me. Just the way my mind worked, it was profound to me. And I'm going to put the picture up on the screen because I'm having to film this podcast as opposed to do a live stream. I might alternate between the two. So these guys are called the Mental Health All-Stars. And it's a cartoon drawn and put up by a website called IamHoneyDill.com. Okay, and I will post the link in the description to their website to give them full credit and full disclosure. So the Mental Health All-Stars to me looks like a chart on happiness, just from my perspective. And the one I really want to point out is Mr. Routine. I think it all starts from there. I think if you make yourself routine oriented just in general in what you do, then everything else will flow from there. Okay. And my wife, she put together a PowerPoint, which I'm unable to put on screen, but just bear with me as I read these. So it starts with routine. A sequence of actions regularly followed a fixed program. Routine can aid in our mental health. It can help us to cope with change, to form healthy habits. Okay. And to reduce our stress levels. Okay. So, still trying to figure out my setup here. So, all right. So yeah, that's self-explanatory. She put this together. Wifey wife. Thank you very much. And we can cope with change. We can develop healthy habits with routine, and that very much involves making a schedule. Okay, so get on your phone, pull up your calendar, and add your life to it. Okay, add reminders, add timers, etc., etc. So if you have a very, very busy life, you have a family, kids, responsibilities, 2 jobs, these things, you need to have a routine. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to keep up with anything. And if you can't keep up with anything and you can't manage your time correctly, then you're going to be in the void. See that void thing on the top of that Mental Health All-Stars? Yes, introducing the term the void. I've been obsessed with that word for a long time. It's my definition of mental despair of any kind. The void. It's a place, it's a real place, it's a dark place. It's a place filled with muddy waters and gray skies. You don't want to be in the void. Okay, people are walking around in the void like zombies. Okay, and it's a real place, just imagine it. And you want to find your way out of the void. You got to look for that tunnel. That tunnel starts with routine. That's called that tunnel, routine tunnel. Okay, so you can see the light, which is on the other side, outside the void. You don't want to be in the void. You don't want to be there with the rest of the zombies. So that tunnel is routine. Okay, plan your life out, everything that you do. Okay, so routine anchors us. Okay, knowing what time we are having breakfast, dinner, what time we plan to go to sleep. It can help with uncertainty, so you can make more sound and quick decisions. Routine reduces stress levels if you have a plan, and you don't have to remember as much. Okay, just taking a shower, brushing your teeth, etc., etc. You plan these things out. So your world best routine can be customized to fit you and your family's needs. Okay. So off of routine, we go to sleep. Obviously, we know why sleep is important. And I got to tell you something right now. Full disclosure, I'm guilty of lacking in the sleep department as much. I try to fulfill the other members of the Mental Health All-Stars as much as I can to balance out lack of sleep. But with my schedule of, as it is, I'm a husband and a father, I'm a full-time nurse, and now I'm a full-time YouTuber, apparently. At least trying to become one. My sleep is suffering, and I sleep about 4 to 5 hours a day, roughly. But thankfully, due to my new schedule change, I'm going to get a lot more sleep. So, correcting that issue. So, doing 12-hour shifts so I can get some sleep on the days when I'm not doing 12-hour shifts, which means less days in the week. Nobody cares. Okay. Sleep. One of the things that having regular, it can help with your sleep. Sleep and mental health are closely connected. Sleep deprivation affects your psychological state and mental health. And those with mental health problems are likely to have insomnia or other sleep disorders. I knew when I was in the void myself, and I was there for a long time. Periodically in my life, I've been in the void, but I just got out of the void again a couple of years ago, essentially. And when I was in the void, I was on sleep medication because I couldn't sleep. I was on anxiety medication and all these type of things, and it's not a good place to be. Okay, so with me personally, what helped with sleep was finding meditation, learning to live in the moment. Okay, I have a video about sleep where I sort of talk about a lot of the coping mechanisms I use. I use music, I use meditation, I use scents, I use all these type of things. Meditation is the biggest one, which is a muscle that you can exercise. You're not good at it immediately. Okay, so people get frustrated and give up. I know I did. I gave up the first year or two of trying to meditate because it wouldn't happen. So I didn't do it regularly, but I kept going at it, and then eventually I became good at being able to live in the moment, using my coping mechanisms of music. I have a playlist on Spotify that I've created called Meditation, Relax, and Sleep. I'm going to link in the description down below, along with that Mental Health All-Stars link. Okay, anything I talk about here, so that doesn't really belong to me. But that playlist I did put together on Spotify, so I use that every day. I listen to it every single day. My wife listens to it as well, and it allows us to meditate, allow us to relax. Even on those days when we don't get a lot of sleep, it sort of corrects our mindset, helps us live in the moment, because lack of sleep can cause you to live in the past, live in the future, become a time traveler. And time traveling sounds fun after it's been mastered, but I don't like to time travel every day. Okay, I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. Anyway, so we can go into depth with these, or we can skip along. I kind of want to skip along a little bit on this podcast. I don't really want to make it too long right away, but we can certainly get back into all the elements of this. So creative outlet would be next. Is the next one we're going to talk about. And art therapy is a great way to express your emotions without words, process complex feelings, and find relief. Creating art will give you a chance to slow down, explore any issues you may be having. Art therapy improves the mental health of people who are dealing with addictions, anxiety, attention deficit disorder, grief and loss, dementia, depression, eating disorders, trauma, relationship issues, and much more. Now look at that. Look at that. Okay, let's think about that for a second. Look at all these things that art therapy can do for people. And people use it all the time, okay? I've been an artist in my life. I'm very proud of that. And I don't do it that often, but I express my art in other ways. I've made music. I'm doing this channel. I've done art, and I have a very creative family. My stepdaughters are very creative. My daughter, biological daughter, is very creative. My wife is very creative. So, we have a creative family, and it's one of the ways that we cope with stress and sort of boost dopamine levels. What we want is to boost dopamine levels. That's what everybody wants in life for some reason. It's our basic function is to be happy. That's the basic thing that humans and all creatures want, is to be happy, is to do whatever they want to do to make them happy. So, well, I don't know about animals, but at least I know with humans that's the case. So yeah, that's a great way to express yourself. A lot of people who are going through despair, they have some of the most dark art you've seen. And you see songs about, unhappiness. When Adele first came out, she had songs about being unhappy and stuff like that. So people gravitated towards that for a reason. Okay, and I'm sure it helped her, gave her some therapy. And then look at her now. She's completely different. She's lost a lot of weight, and she is... she just seems happier, I guess. She just must have figured something out. So, social activity. Let's move on. More recently, there's been accumulating evidence that socializing is good for your brain health. People who connect with others generally perform better on tests of memory and other cognitive skills. And in the long run, people with active social lives are less likely to develop dementia than those who are more socially isolated. So we cannot all work and no play, right? Having a social life ensures ultimate balance in our mental health routine. So in addition to that, having a good friendship base certainly helps give you perspective, and, sort of trying to associate with people who are highly functional, people who are living their best life, people who can inspire you. I think it's a very good decision. In your circles, like, try to, there's no nice way to put it, but in your circles, try not to be the person that is most accomplished, I guess, towards happiness. Try to be the person that is working towards a goal and can learn from the others in the group. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how else to put it. So essentially, yeah, in your circles, being around the right people who can motivate you and so on and give you a new perspective is highly important, especially to me as an extrovert. There are introverts out there in the world, so they don't really see the value as much, and maybe they don't even need it as much, but us extroverts definitely do. So find out if you're extrovert or introvert by taking a personality test. You can Google it. I do have my last podcast episode about that, though, so you can check that out. So it was called What is an ENFP? So anyway, social support refers to the emotionally sustaining qualities of relationships, a sense that one is loved, cared for, and listened to. Hundreds of studies establish that social support benefits mental and physical health. And, friends can validate you as well. They make you feel good about yourself. You can laugh, have a good time with them, which boosts your dopamine levels naturally. So, there you go. A healthy diet. I literally just found out that when I eat badly, it gives me anxiety. I literally just found that out. Why did it take me that long? It's a negative feedback loop, I feel like, where maybe you're eating unhealthy because you were depressed, and eating unhealthy makes you more depressed. So yeah, good healthy habits. That's one of the ways I surrounded myself deliberately with someone I can learn from, and that person is my wife. When I met her, she was vegan, and she still is. And I'm not quite vegan, but I certainly eat a lot healthier in terms of meat and things like that. I eat more fish and things of that nature. A lot more vegetables, like I should be eating. I'm a Caribbean man, and I don't eat a lot of vegetables, at least I didn't. So I wonder what that led to. Okay, so a lot more vegetables in the diet and things of that nature. But yeah, it can kind of push you towards anxiety and things like that when you eat unhealthy. I don't know the mechanisms of that. Maybe you can look into it, comment, let us know, let me know. But I'm just going off of what I've been told, honestly, and I'm going off of how I feel, and I've tested it. Okay, so when I ate like crap over the holidays, man, anxiety levels were through the roof. Didn't let it stop me though. It only lasted a couple hours, but it was bad. So when you stick to a diet of healthy food, you're setting yourself up for fewer mood fluctuations and an overall happier outlook and an improved ability to focus. So eating high quality foods that contain lots of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants nourishes the brain and protects it from oxidative stress. So yeah, I mean, the way you eat, I mean, mind and body is connected completely. So the way you eat, highly important. So I wonder if I should talk more like a Guyanese once in a while, you know. I want to big up my massive down there. Man. Okay, so love. So I want you to understand one thing. Love is not just being married or being in a relationship, a platonic relationship with another human being. You can find love in other ways, and one of those ways is in friendship. Platonic friendship. Did I say platonic relationships? I meant like sexual relationships of any kind. You don't have to only find love in that way. That's not the only way to find validation in yourself. You can certainly find more happiness in love, and one of those kinds of love is platonic love with friendships and platonic love with a pet. Okay, so adopt some sort of pet and love that thing. Okay, so yeah, that's what that is. We know what love is as far as relationship between men and women and so on, but there's other ways to do it. Okay, just find some, you befriend somebody and you guys can love each other, and it makes you feel good. So it has positive effects on mental and physical health. It can lead to better ability to cope with stress, lower levels of depression, anxiety, and even better physical health. Based on psychological research, intimate relationships have the potential to foster good mental and physical health. Okay, so treatment of depression oftentimes includes focusing on interpersonal relationships as a way to improve depression, as is the case in attachment therapy in children and interpersonal therapy in adults. So anyway, so that's essentially it. We know what love does for us. When we're in love, we're the happiest people in the world. So there's that. The only problem is keeping love and maintaining. And I think I have a formula for that as well. And it actually really involves mainly this and us focusing on this. So that's why I married my wife. Meditation, spiritual practice, and a form of alternative medicine that aims to improve physical relaxation and mental clarity. It is usually a practice in a seated position with the eyes closed and with a focus on the breath. I don't always do it that way myself. I do it laying down, but essentially it's living and learning how to live in the moment. Focus on your breath, close your eyes, center yourself, touch your fingers, touch your feet, and focus on your breathing. Just listen to your breath go in and out. Notice which parts of your body are moving when you breathe, where it's your belly, and then your chest, your lungs, and then eventually your nose. I've had times where I meditated and I almost felt like I stopped breathing because I was so calm and so centered, and it was freaky. It didn't last too long because I was like, whoa, am I breathing right now? And then I woke up. So anyway, meditation is lovely, okay? And I'll do meditation video one of these times. One of them days I'm gonna do it. Although meditation still isn't exactly mainstream, many people practice it hoping to stave off stress and stress-related health problems. Mindfulness meditation in particular has become more popular in recent years. So it's a topic that's not covered too much on YouTube, so I'm hoping to fill that gap slightly along with other fellow YouTubers who do the same. And this channel is subscribed to a couple of those, and I am featuring them on the About page. So shout out to Life Mastery Gym, Dreams Around the World, and I forgot the other one, but it's on there. So it isn't. When researchers from Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland, sifted through nearly 19,000 meditation studies, they found 47 trials that addressed those issues and met their criteria for well-designed studies. Their findings, published in JAMA Internal Medicine, suggest that mindful meditation can help ease psychological stress like anxiety, depression, and pain. So yeah, meditation. And one thing for me, like I said before, meditation really helps me sleep, man. Like, I don't have to take meds for sleep anymore. It's wonderful, okay? I haven't slept like this since I was a child. You know, and I said I do sleep 4 to 5 hours a day, but that what a lovely 4 to 5 hours a day it is. And I'll tell you also, on those days where I don't have to work, I sleep 6-7 hours with no medication. It's great. I love it. So you can do it too, okay? So just want to share my ideas with you guys, and I hope you guys can absorb and try it out for yourself and be patient. Humor. Okay, so laugh at something once in a while. Okay, put on some stand-up comedy. You're depressed, put some stand-up comedy on and laugh. Have a good time. Hang out with your friends, laugh. Just laugh. A smile sends signals to the brain that you are happy. So forcing a smile when frustrated or stressed counteracts a negative state of being. So, excuse me. So yeah, I really think that's self-explanatory. Laugh more. Find something to laugh at if you haven't laughed in a while. So, sun and air. So a simple stay in the outdoors can do wonders for relieving stress, anxiety, and depression. Countless studies have proven that nature has a positive effect on your mental health. What you see, hear, and experience in nature can improve your mood in a moment. So yeah, you know, that's essentially that. You know, the sun helps your skin produce vitamin D, which can boost your mood and, you know, makes you feel good. That's one problem Caribbean people don't have. So, but we live in the Northeast. I live in the Northeast up here in New York. So up here in the Northeast, we don't get a lot of sun, man. It's cold right now. Cold. Ice cold. Okay, that's annoying. All right, so, yeah. Engage your senses to maximize the health benefits of being outside. Breathe deep, as the scent of fresh pine has been shown to lower stress and anxiety. So down there in the islands, please find yourself some fresh pine and pine needles. No, you can't find any? Oh, okay. Because they're not down there. You can start sniffing on some bananas and some coconuts. Therapy. So speak to a licensed professional, essentially someone who has studied at a university and knows more about this stuff than I could ever hope to imagine. So they use medication, they use therapy, they talk to you, they figure out what's going on with you, they help you figure out what's going on with you actually in the way they pose their question. So, tell me more about your childhood. Yeah, so you say something to them. You talk to a therapist, you know, and then and then she asks your question, you answer, and then she's like, anyway, exercise. Exercise is good for you. Well, I don't know why I'm saying that, but exercise has research and validated for treating a variety of mental issues. So here's the thing. This is what I think about exercise, okay? And you know, even in those times when I've been big myself, I exercised a lot. Okay, I love to exercise. At one point I was in really good shape when I weighed about 260 and I was fighting. I was still doing MMA and I worked out regularly and I loved exercising because here's the thing. your brain has to produce dopamine to compensate for pain. So when you blow out your quads and burn up those muscles in the gym lifting weights, when you do those things, you do your power squats and things like that, what actually happens is you get sore and your body hurts from doing this strenuous exercise, and then your brain has to constantly release dopamine to compensate for that pain and bring you back to homeostasis, which is to center, keep your body not so hurting, not so hurting, and yeah. So your body has to do that after exercise. So you get hooked on that. It becomes a drug. So you see those people that are huge, muscular people. That's how they. That's one of the reasons they're like that, because they literally get pleasure from exercise. That pain causes a pleasure release, and after a while of doing it, it becomes part of you. So I've been there myself, and I know how that felt, and I need to get back there. Okay. But I'm focusing on weight loss right now. Then I'll get back into weightlifting. I actually kind of enjoy jogging now too. That offers a lot of pain in my calves and stuff. I kind of like that. So for the first time in my life, I'm jogging. So that's essentially it. That's the mental health all-stars and some of their benefits. So I hope you guys like this episode. I'll tell you something right now. This episode has been long coming for me. It's important to me. I talked about these things when I met my wife. I talk about these things at work with my coworkers. I talk about these things with my patients, and it's highly important to me. I talk about it with my friends, and it's huge on my mind and so on. And I think I found this formula where it started with routine, and I just literally allot times in my schedule to be creative, which I'm getting a lot of now out of this YouTube, which I'm loving. And I allot time for social activity. I allot time for love, meditation. I do every day. Sun and air I don't get so much, but it's kind of hard to hit all of these at the same time. I like to laugh at stupid stuff. I do exercise regularly. If I start to feel down and depressed and feel kind of funny or just sad or whatever the case is, I just go to the gym, go exercise, and boom, and just a quick shot of happy after that. So good routine, creative outlet, etc. I wanted to share these things with you guys. This is my purpose, okay? This is why I'm here on earth, is to share these ideas and things that I learn. As I learn to become a better version of myself, I would love to share that with other people. So that's why I'm doing this. Okay. So I really hope those who stuck around to the end of the video, which that would be wonderful if you did, would love if you commented under the video. I really could use that for the YouTube algorithm. I really could use a like, and 100% I can use a sub. Okay, if you subscribe to this channel, it really helps us out, and we can keep a positive message going out there. Everything serves a purpose. So I am not disparaging anybody else or anybody else's videos or their topics or their themes, because humor is important. There's a lot of humorous stuff on YouTube. I am going to try to be a little bit more funny on the channel, but this topic isn't very funny. This is a serious topic. Okay, so yeah. I want to keep putting a positive message out there into the world, into the ethos. And I would love if you guys subscribe and share the videos if you think it's helpful. And it's been just a thought. My wife laughs at me because I'm just, hello, everybody, welcome to another video. Just a thought. Turning into announcer guy on here. Radio announcer guy. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, please. I appreciate it. I appreciate every one of it. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers ASAP so we can start doing live videos on the cell phone and stuff like that. So thank you. Okay, how many times am I going to say that?